Oh, hello. For some reason, our apartment gets wind like absolute crazy. I will try and do what I can with audio, but if you hear a little spooky whistling in the background, it is just the wind hitting our windows. Very, very sorry for that. Recently, somebody reached out to me to ask me what they should have in their order of things and supplies to start a community theatre show as a mic tech. And there are so many things that you need or that can be very useful for you in that kind of role that I had no idea about until I was actually performing the role. And even then I was often being given these orders of things that I was gonna need by other people, and I was like, what the hell do I need this for? This is me from the future after I already finished filming this video, realizing that I didn't bother to introduce myself, and why the hell I have any right to talk about this. My name is Monique. I am a all-round tech who's worked in professional entertainment for the last 10 years in Australia. For the last couple of years I've been working in professional musical theatre, and I've done a shitload of community theatre before that. I have worked on shows such as Phantom of the Opera, Hamilton, Mary Poppins, and currently I am the radio mic technician on Tina the Tina Turner musical. It is my job to build, take care of, and maintain all of the microphones on cast members, as well as to be on stage to fix any issues that happen with their microphones during the show. It is also my job to put in orders for all of the things that we might need in the sound department, especially around this area, and do maintenance on the mics every single week. Of course, every show will have different budgets, but these are some of the things that I think are a great start for the supplies that you have to build, use, and maintain microphones while you are on a show. You can go absolutely crazy with this and get a whole bunch of other stuff, but these are things that I think are, in general, very useful for everyone, and if you can get them, I think they are kind of like your staple start of a show kit. I've broken the supplies down into 3 different categories: mic build, mic cleaning, and mic up. I'm gonna pop them up on the screen as we go along. Some of these things you have to order specifically from a certain place, and a whole lot of them you can get from anywhere, which is great. For mic build, the first thing that you're gonna want, depending on the show that you're working on and the microphone supply that you are given, is paint. At the very least, if your microphones are going through people's natural hair, you're gonna wanna paint it their hair color. If it goes through a beard, you're gonna wanna paint it their beard color so it blends in. You're gonna wanna paint it people's skin tones if you can. Again, this is something that you can only really do if you are allowed to paint and change microphones. That is not always an option, but if it is, I have used Copic markers and a whole bunch of different paints that are used for leather and shoe work. You can get these from like Mr. Minute stores in Australia or online. Copic markers you can get from places like Officeworks and online as well. In addition to the painting thing, matte nail polish. Matte nail polish is great to put on top of paints if you are especially doing them close to capsules, because you can control where it goes. It dries down to a matte so it looks really good on people. It helps the paint stay on, and also matte nail polish is really good as well if you've got grills that pop off the top of your microphone. You can just put a little dot of matte nail polish between the grill and the rest of the mic, and it will hold the grill on. Some kind of containers or storage system for your microphones. If you are working on a show that has swings, you are going to have some swings who are not on every night, meaning that you have microphones that have to go somewhere when you transport between cities. If it's a touring show, you're going to need somewhere to put all your mics safely. In the past, I've kept them in the transmitter or microphone cases and labeled those, or I've grabbed little storage drawers. The ones that I use on Tina look like this. You label them for the character, what kind of microphone it is, and that is where you can store them safely when they are not on a transmitter or on a person. Part of that is little clips to keep the microphone together and keep it coiled neatly when it is not on somebody. I have used hair clips, little butterfly clips work great. I've also used those little gold office claw clips. I like the gold ones just because they stand out and they look cool. Anything that is gonna hold it together without putting pressure onto the cable is exactly what you're after. Hellman supplies. If you are intending to use sliders on people, or if you are using ear rigs and you are potentially going to be putting Hellman onto the microphones themselves, you're gonna need a Hellman tool, Hellman lubricant, and the little sleeves. I tend to only use the pink and the black color of the Hellman. I haven't been able to find brown Hellman anywhere, but if I could, it would be a literal lifesaver. So if anyone knows where you can get brown Hellman sleeves in Australia, please send me a message. Like I said, you may need this if you are using ear rigs or like building a microphone that will stick onto someone's ear or cheek or face or wherever it's gonna go. And also as part of that, you may need wire. You can buy little wire, like curved ear shape pieces, or you can just use piano wire is strong but really thin. Any kind of wire you can get, you just have to make sure that you cover the ends of it so it doesn't stab the performers. You're also gonna need a way to label the microphones. I typically use a label maker and Blender, the tape, to cut little tiny labels as small as I possibly can, and I put them on the connector for the microphone. But you can add little tags, you can do whatever you need to do and whatever you're allowed to do with the mics. As long as you know whose mic is going on who and which mic belongs to which person, you're all good. Mic cleaning, things that you are gonna need to clean your microphones. The first thing you're gonna need is 99% alcohol. This one is a great one to use. This is the one that I use. You don't need to be generous with this product. You can use very, very small amounts, and it's better for the microphone if you do. This is great for cleaning tape residue and things like that off of cables, or like markings and paint stains off of cables. It is also really great for cleaning out grills. Please remove the grill from the capsule before you add cleaning products to it, otherwise you're going to damage the microphone. Another substance that I use for cleaning things a lot is eucalyptus oil. Eucalyptus oil, very strong, and the smell can upset some people, but it gets off all of the grime and dirt and stains and residue that alcohol won't get off. As part of that, you're gonna need cotton buds, like Q-tip cotton buds, to get into the grill and clean them out. Something else that I've used as well is little tiny paintbrushes and toothbrushes as well, to really get in between the grill and clean everything out of it. Other things that just generally help are cotton pads and disinfectant wipes. Those are really great for if you've got handhelds or microphones like that people use and you want to make sure that they're clean for the next people who are going to use them every single day. You might get makeup on the microphones when people are singing into them really close, so you just want to make sure that you give those a clean before every show. If you want to be really extra, you can get an ultrasonic jewelry cleaner and throw all of your grills in there. We used one of those on Phantom and it was very helpful. It just became part of my weekly maintenance, and I would throw all the grills in there, and keeping the grills clean means that people sound bright. If you have the grills full of gunk and full of nastiness, it affects the way that people sound, and if it gets bad enough, the gunk will get to the capsule and potentially ruin the mic. Mic up supplies. These are the basic things that I would make sure I have for any mic up. Alcohol wipes and skin prep wipes. I did a whole video about mic up. If you want to know how we use those, I will leave it linked below. You're gonna need a whole bunch of different tapes. The tapes that I would start with are Leukoplast, Leukofix, Blender, Micropore, and if you have people who have particularly sensitive skill, or you have cast members who have their tape on show and they have darker complexions, Tegaderm is a great one. It is clear, it is hypoallergenic, it is going to be good for most people's skin. I've only met one person who has any skin reaction to Tegaderm. Just for the sake of your mic up, you're going to need scissors. I usually just get the small little ones from the chemist, like the little medical scissors, or you can go to Spotlight and get some cool craft ones that are small. You are going to need toupee clips and elastic if you are putting clips into people's hair. The elastic you will have to weave through the toupee clip yourself. And you're also going to need wig pins. You're going to need the smaller ones to stick people's microphones into their wigs, but you're also going to need some bigger ones, because the big ones are incredibly helpful for if someone's microphone position slips back and they have a wig on. You don't want to be pulling on their lace or interfering with the wig, because Wham will hate you. So if you can put a wig pin up under the lace and use the pin to pull the microphone down very gently. And the last thing that I would recommend you having, especially if you have a show that has a lot of dancing or heavy choreography, is a waterproofing tool. The one that I've used the most and love is Water Stop. This is put onto leather and to shoes to keep them waterproof, to protect them from rain. If you spray a little bit of this onto a cotton pad and then wipe it gently onto the microphone, it will help keep sweat out of the mic. And those are the basic supplies that I would start with. If you are a mic tech and you've got a bunch of other things that you think are absolutely essential, please leave them below. If you have any questions about any of these products, let me know and I can answer them in a video or in a comment.